What's going on, guys, and welcome to the first video on For the Love of Gaming. I'm Josh, and today we are going to be looking at the highly anticipated and really long awaited Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, this game has been in the works for years, and fans of the original, including myself, have been clamoring for this game since it was announced. Can Final Fantasy VII Remake live up to those expectations? Let's find out. Oh, and by the way, this is a preview video and will not contain any spoilers of any kind. So, without further ado, let's go. Now, the sole purpose of this video is to be a preview video and not a full review. I'm not going to get into any deep storyline or any of the lore. I'm saving that for my full review video. Today we are looking at the way the game looks, feels, and plays, so you, the viewer, can decide if it's worth buying or not. Any footage that I'm showing of the game is from the first couple of hours of gameplay. So let's hop in and see what Final Fantasy VII Remake has to offer. Now, right from the get-go, you are greeted with a longer yet familiar intro and train sequence, which goes into the first bombing run on the Sector 1 Mako reactor. Yes, it's pronounced Mako, which apparently I have been saying incorrectly for about 23 years now. The updated visuals are a much welcome addition. I mean, look how beautiful this game looks. Everything down to the train model, the sparks, the character models, everything. They just look fantastic. Even the atmosphere that they produce here is fantastic. And in this intro scene, we are introduced to Cloud, Barret, Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge, a ragtag group who go by the name of Avalanche. And now Avalanche is out on a mission to take out all the Mako reactors, and to take out the Shinra Electric Company, who is hell-bent on sucking the Mako energy out of the planet in order to get to the Promised Land as prophesized by the Ancients, who are also known as the Cetra. And even as these characters disembark off this train, like with Barret, you can tell in his facial expressions, in his demeanor, in the way he's moving, that he's just this big, rough, tough dude. And when Cloud jumps off that train, puts his sword in his back, you can tell he's just cocky and arrogant. And that's the kind of stuff you want to see in a remake. You want to be able to feel these characters. You want to be able to, get a feeling of how they're going to act and how they're going to be. And this game nails it. At every turn, this game just nails how these characters interact with each other, how cocky and arrogant they're going to be with each other. They just did a fantastic job with it. I commend Square Enix for what they did here, especially in the audio cues and the character models. They really did a great job here with conveying what they were trying to get across. Now, with any Final Fantasy game, combat is going to be a main focus. And in this game, I have to give it to Square Enix, they nailed it here again. The controls are smooth, fluid. You can get a good grasp on what buttons do what and how to control your characters in what way. You have your spells, your abilities, everything is there. Nothing's really lacking. Now, with that being said, the way you choose your gameplay style in this game is through a difficulty setting. You either have classic, easy, or normal. Now, on the classic difficulty setting, you would think it's more of a turn-based style of gameplay. And to a point, it kinda is. Your characters will auto-attack and frees you up to issue commands like spells and abilities, or heal your party members, or whatever you gotta do. But it doesn't really lock you out of moving your characters around and attacking yourself, attacking manually, which is what I did for most of this playthrough, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I chose Classic and I really wanted to see what it was going to bring to the table and see if it was going to be more like a turn-based style of gameplay. And like I said, it kinda is. Now, the normal difficulty setting is when you are 100% in control of your character. You have to juggle between your melee attacks, your abilities, and your spells that you want to issue commands for, which is how I played the demo. But when I got the retail copy, I decided to give Classic a try, and I'm really glad that I did. There were certain fights that Classic did benefit from with the auto attack on and me just issuing commands to control how the outcome of the battle was going. And yes, the ATB gauge is back, and you fill that ATB gauge up by using your melee attacks or your normal attacks. The ATB gauge allows you to use your spells and abilities in combat. So you can't just hop into battle and just use your abilities right away or use an item right away. You actually have to fill up your ATB gauge first and then You're able to issue your spells and ability commands to your character. Now I'm also glad to see that the Scorpion Sentinel battle has returned and has been revamped for all its glory. And yes, the tail laser is still a thing, it's still here. But the way they implemented it is a little different. And I'm kind of glad they did it that way instead of just, oh, we have to wait till the tail goes down. No, this is, you better get to cover first or you're gonna get blown to hell. Now the combat system goes a little deeper than that, but I want to break it off here and talk about the items and how you acquire items. There are Shinra lockboxes and Shinra crates throughout the entire game, which is great, so you don't have to spend your hard-earned gil buying potions or ethers or Phoenix Downs or anything like that. You can really just focus on playing the game and running through it. Just search the area that you're in and I'm almost sure that you're going to find a lockbox or a crate or something. See some crates lying around? Smash them open. You see a lockbox? Go up to it. Open it up. 9 out of 10, it'll have a potion, ether, or a Phoenix Down. Now with Final Fantasy VII coming into the modern age, we knew that voice acting was going to be a big part of this game, and I'm glad for it. Now they still have captions with every scene, but they really captured the essence of the characters with their voice acting. Like Barrett, for instance, sounds really rough and gruff. Cloud's a little cocky. Jesse's a little sweet and innocent. It's perfect. Let's have a listen.
You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gil.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button?
It's over!
That's my line.
You can even hear the banter of people around you when walking around the Sector 7 slums, which I thought was a really nice touch.
My husband decided to go to the station.
The voice acting to me was one of the best parts of the game. You really feel like you're in the story. You really feel like they can tell the story better, which is a great thing for the player since this game is a story-oriented style of game. But the voice acting, Square Enix really did an excellent job at capturing the story and capturing all the nuances of the characters and their feelings and their emotions, and they just did an excellent job at that. And I really have nothing bad to say about any of the voice acting at all. I'm glad to see it here. I'm glad that it's a big part of the game and they really focused a lot and put a lot of time and effort and energy into the voice acting to make sure they get it right. And to me, the game is so much better with it. Now the music for Final Fantasy VII Remake was a big part of it as well, and the music is absolutely fantastic. Again, I have nothing bad to say about the music. They really did a great job of taking the classic music from 23 years ago and really transforming it into something that is just feels brand new. And the music really immerses you into the game. It really gives you like a spooky atmosphere when you're walking around certain parts, or it gives you a really energetic feeling when the combat music kicks in, like when you're fighting the Scorpion Sentinel. But my hat really does come off to Square Enix and the team for really creating excellent music for this game and really bringing it to life and really capturing the game's essence. Seriously guys, great job. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I have a full review in the works which should be coming out in the next week or so. But if you'd like to check out all the things that I talked about in this video, be sure to head over to the PSN store and download the demo to see if it's something you're going to want to play. If you like what you saw here today, be sure to smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to see more from For the Love of Gaming. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'm Josh, signing out. Have a great day.